Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats, my magic and mostly mentalism review show. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about a video download called Triharder by Simon Lipkin, released with the 1914. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So before we get to today's episode, today's review, I'd like to make a little public service announcement. Okay, it's come to my attention that someone has been posing as me over emails and is contacting creators for them to send them, apps, and video downloads as well for review. So if you are a creator out there, nicktanchats@hotmail.com is not me. All right, so please don't send your products over to this weird character. Now, it's actually quite shocking to me that someone would actually pose as me, to get, free stuff, because I've never, asked for, any of these items, to be sent to me. All right, I've never, approached anyone, to send me their products, saying that I will review them. Any creator that has sent me stuff really just do it out of their own free will. So if you are a creator out there and if you've been contacted by Nick Tan, okay, just please know that that isn't me, okay? And if you'd like me to, review your stuff on my channel, I'm readily available. Please just contact me on my email, or Instagram, on social media, and just look for me there. All right, just don't respond to any of these emails from Nick Tan. Okay, so let's get down to today's episode. So today's episode is about a video download called Triharder, okay, that is released by Simon Lipkin. Now, I've previously reviewed something from Simon, okay, his first actually download from the 1914 as well, all right, and the first video production he put out was called Trifecta, all right, which featured 3 routines, I believe, and I've reviewed that. So if you'd like to have a look at that, please do look it up on my channel. I like Simon's stuff, from Trifecta. I've known that, he likes, really low-tech stuff, kind of like me. As far as possible, I try to not to make methods depend on, tech, all right, electronics and stuff like that. So I immediately, related to the kind of style and the kind of material and the kind of methods that Simon favors. And so I knew about this new download from the 1914. So when Simon contacted me over on Instagram, asking if I would like to have a look at it, I immediately said yes, right? Because the trailer looked really intriguing, and I couldn't wait to have a look at the material. So what do you get when you purchase Triharder from the 1914? Well, as with all your 1914 purchases, okay, the videos will be made available to you on your 1914 account. And again, I said videos, right? Because the style that 1914 does it in is they kind of split up the whole tutorial into a whole list of videos, right? Performance and explanation, which I've come to quite like actually, because it really breaks up a really huge kind of monster video tutorial, right, into easily digestible bite-sized bits. So on the videos, Simon will take you through each of the effects. There'll be a studio performance along with D. Christopher. And then Simon will explain to you each of the handlings, all right? All the methods for the effects, everything you need to know. It's covered in great detail. He gives you extra ideas as well as to variations that you can perform using the methods that are taught. And of course, in the signature 1914 style, everything is well shot, well mic'd. And Simon is just hilarious to watch. Okay, so this video download was a really entertaining one for me to work through. So let's talk a little bit about the material that Simon covers on Triharder. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, right, Simon is the kind of performer that, like me, he likes kind of low-tech stuff, and his approaches to performing these effects are really quite, traditional, in nature, quite classical in feel. And personally for me, because of that kind of an approach, it is kind of automatically the kind of video download that I enjoy going through. So the first effect is something that Simon calls key decisions. Okay, so in this routine, what happens is, you have the spectator loan you the use of a wedding band, okay, a ring, and then you proceed to kind of hook it onto the clasp of a padlock. It is click shut. They can check the padlock, it is solid and it's real, it's completely ungimmicked. and their ring is really on there. You then introduce a set of 3 keys and 3 envelopes as well. The spectator handles everything, okay? They place 1 key into each of the envelopes, and the envelopes are then kind of numbered 1 to 3. And then of course, after a really quick decision-making process, okay, we set 1 key aside. The other 2 keys are tested in the lock, they don't open the lock, and the one that the spectator has chosen is the one that click unlocks the lock, opens the lock. So this is a kind of streamlined handling of a kind of a 7 keys to ball plate kind of an effect using just 1 padlock and 3 keys. All of the items that you use in this routine, you know, are regular items. Okay, so the lock and the keys are completely regular. Okay, they're not gimmicked in any way, but there is some prep work that you do need to do. Okay, and the items that you will need will probably be quite easily available to you. You know, I'm sure you can just pick them up at any, you know, kind of hardware store. Along with the props, you will also need the use of a well-known magic prop. Okay, which I'm sure many of you out there will have. I personally don't use such an item because I don't, accessorize, okay, that way. Okay, but it's a well-known item, you know, it's easily available from any of your favorite magic dealers. So this is a really simple routine, you know, really direct, really simple methods, you know, and I like, well, one aspect of the routine, right? Particularly towards the end when you have, you know, 3 envelopes on the table. Right, and the spectators, you know, just kind of select one of the envelopes, right? Now, I like the method applied in this kind of situation because, well, apparently you have no idea where, you know, the correct key is, so you cannot be possibly doing what you are doing, all right, if that makes sense, all right? So I like that layering of methods. I think I can say this, you know, this also reminds me about something that Luca Volpe put out some time ago called the Key of Fate. Okay, so for those of you out there who have the Key of Fate, you can also perform this particular routine using that set of props. So the next routine that Simon discusses is something called Music to My Ears. Okay, now on the whole project, I think this would be my favorite one. Okay, so what happens is, well, a spectator is presented with 3 kind of music books. All right, now these music books are the kind that, you know, they just contain the lyrics to well-known songs, and maybe they have the chords for the songs as well, the titles, you know, on every page. So for example, they have a book about, you know, music from Disney, all right, or famous movie themes, that sort of a thing, right? So the spectator is presented with, you know, 3, 4, 5, any number of these kinds of books you like. There's a freely thought of number, okay, that is, you know, thought of, all right, and the spectator turns to that page. Now this is done sight unseen, you're not looking at the books at all right? So they go through the book, they look at the page number that was freely thought of, and from there you can reveal you know, anything you like, right? From the title of the song, the artist, you know, the songwriter. You could even reveal the song by singing the song. Okay, so when I saw this on the trailer, this was actually the routine that got me really excited because, well, I love music, you know, I do some music as well, and I've always been looking for an interesting way to incorporate, you know, singing and music into my shows. So this routine uses a well-known method, okay, well, of which I don't think it is fair to mention here. Okay, because I don't want to give too much about the routine away, but I will say that it is a well-known method. And what I like about it is the way it's applied. Okay, it's got a very Bruce Bernstein feel to it. Okay, and well, I like the choreography between, you know, how the books are handled and well, how you get the information, right? I think the structure of it is really good. Okay, it's really deceptive as well. And also the books that you use are just ungimmicked. You know, you can just order these kinds of books from Amazon, right? And you can already perform this particular routine. Now, the well-known method that I'm referring to, if you're not familiar with it, they will teach it to you, right? Simon will take you through the exact handling about this particular thing in the download itself. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with it, you will get to learn it, you know, on the video download. If you are already familiar with it, well, what you will learn is a really cool choreography, all right, in which to apply this method to this kind of routine. But yeah, you know, it's my favorite routine on this project, you know, and it's something that I will be trying to explore within the context of my own show as well, because you could reveal the information in any number of ways, right? You could write the title down on a pad of paper, you could sing the song, you could play the song on a guitar or a piano, many ways to go about it. And I think it adds a different kind of reveal to the show that we all do. So next is a routine called seasonal star signs. Okay, so in this routine, there is a kind of like a little card, okay, that Simon has designed. And with this card, you'll perform, well, kind of like a two-person star sign reveal. Okay, so I won't describe the process to you, but I think I can safely say, all right, that this is a perfect combination of two different things. One of these things is the method, okay, which was used in the music to my ears routine, okay, which you will learn it on this download. And also it combines, well, something that I've learned from people like Paul Canazzo as well, all right, over at mentalvoyage.com. Okay, so it's kind of very good combination of these two things. So what happens is you hand this card to a spectator, okay? You take them through a kind of visualization process. Through this process, you will be able to reveal their star sign. Once that's done, they hand the card to another spectator, and then, with some process, okay, with the method itself, you will be able to reveal to this spectator not only their star sign, but their exact date of birth as well. So with this card alone, you will get kind of like two hits, okay? Now, if you're just performing for a single spectator, you could ask them to think about someone in their life, the person of which they know the star sign, okay? So the first star sign reveal can be for their thought of person, and then the second birthday and star sign reveal can be for that spectator themselves. Again, a really simple concept, but it's something that you can carry with you, every day, as part of your EDC, okay? And the graphics for this particular card that is used in the routine will be provided for you as well, okay? So you can really easily print them off, with some, online printers and get a whole bunch of these cards made up. Just put a few in your wallet and you are ready to go. Next up, Simon discusses something with you called the STB marking system, and STB, I believe, stands for setting the bar. Okay, so well, as the name suggests, okay, it is a card marking system that is particularly good for, well, blank cardstock. Okay, so for those of you who use just double blank billets, this is a way for you to mark them, all right, in plain sight, out in the open, and it's a kind of, well, I wouldn't say it's a code of some kind. It's just a way for you to know one card from the other. Okay, now you could do this beforehand, all right, prepping the cards before you go for your performance, or you could actually just do it in real time as well. Just take 4 cards, you write something on them, okay, and then from there you will know exactly which card is which. And of course, if you are well versed in mentalism, well, this knowledge of knowing which card is which, even though they are all blank, well, opens up a range of effects. And Simon gives you a couple of suggestions, routine ideas. There is a living and dead test. A spectator writes down the names of 3 living celebrities. On 3 of the cards, one of the cards gets the name of a passed on celebrity, and then you're able to kind of identify, where the passed on celebrity is. And then there is a surprisingly scary routine called the credit card smash, I believe, where there are 4 envelopes. You have a spectator place one of their credit cards into one of the envelopes. The other 3 envelopes contain blank credit card stock. Okay, and these cards can be easily bought on Amazon, which you will, be able to get. So these 4 envelopes are mixed up, and then, yourself or the spectator can, well, take turns, I suppose, to kind of destroy each of the envelopes, right? Literally just folding the envelope into half, just destroying the card that is inside as well. So 3 of these are destroyed, and the last one obviously contains the spectator's credit card. Simon will also give you an alternative method to perform this credit card smash effect using the Orphic wallet. But yeah, that's the material that is covered on Triharder. Okay, so I enjoyed it. Simon is just hilarious. I really like his sense of humor. He's a really funny guy to watch. So this particular download was really entertaining for me to work my way through. The effects are really simple, using really direct methods. And again, Simon has got a really kind of classic approach, all right, in terms of methods, right, when it comes to performing mentalism. So on a personal level, it is a project that, I related to really well. And of course, for me, just learning the music to my ears routine made my time spent with Simon worth it already. Okay, so if you do pick this up, I do hope you just find, just one little nugget of something for you to inspire your work as well. I want to thank Simon for really kindly sending this over to me so that I can have a look at it, learn the material, and also chat about it with you guys on this show. If you'd like to pick up a copy of Triharder for yourselves, I will leave the link in the description box down below. Alright guys, but that's all for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed yourselves and got something out of it as well. Once again, if you are new to the channel, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification button as well so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video on YouTube. But for now guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on the next episode of Nique Chats.